What's up YouTube, it's Lego King 71 and today's video will be the second update in my Mountain Castle building series. In this video, I'll be showing you how I built the catacombs, the Wolfpack Inn, and their secret mining operation below the tavern. In case you missed it, in my last video I talked about my process planning the castle MOC and building the gatehouse along the river. So make sure you check that video out if you want to see how I built that section of the MOC. For this new update, the first thing I needed to build was more terrain sloping upwards towards the location of the Wolfpack Inn. I made sure to slope the terrain enough so that I would have room to build the underground mineshaft beneath the tavern. Once this was done, I started laying out the dark gray rock pieces to make the basic shape of the underground mineshaft. I placed a minifigure in the mineshaft so that I could use it as a reference for how tall and wide the walls should be. To build the inside of the cave, I'm using these large rock pieces to support the structure I'll be building above it. I'm then covering the large rock pieces with various dark gray sloped bricks to give the mineshaft a more organic look. The minifigure you see in this clip is one of the crystal knights that I designed. To add some more story elements to this build, I decided to have these crystal knights be awakened by the Wolfpack's mining operations. Some of you may recognize this figure as Orion from the Space Collectible minifigure series, but I think it makes a great medieval fantasy minifigure as well. You can see that I even have sparkling purple crystals lining the walls of the cave that match the color of these crystal knights. In this next clip, I've added some minecart rails made out of this flexible Lego tubing. Underneath the tubing, I placed brown tiles to represent wooden planks supporting the rails. Here are the minecarts I designed to go on the track. In this next clip, you can see that I built some wood support beams and a ladder leading up to where the Wolfpack Inn will be. After that, I finished adding these dark gray slope pieces to give the outside corner of the MOC a more natural mountain look. I've also added some lights to the inside of the mine using the same lighting kit from brickstuff.com that I used in my previous castle MOC. With my last build, I learned how important it is to light these enclosed areas. Without the lights, the entire underground area would be too dark to see anything, meaning that all the cool details I'm adding would be pretty pointless. Here's a look at the finished mineshaft. One of my favorite details are these purple mushrooms that I think pair really well with all the purple crystals. I found a clever way to give these mushrooms an interesting looking bent stem by using two 1x1 cone pieces stacked on top of each other connected by a white horn piece like this. Next, I started building more terrain wrapping around the mountain so that I could start building the catacomb underneath it. I wanted the entrance of the catacomb to look like it was carved directly into the face of the mountain, so to achieve this look, I built the entrance out of the same dark gray color that the rest of the mountain is built out of. I used more of the flexible Lego tubing and some other interesting building techniques to give the entrance an elegant look with multiple arches and other details. In front of the rock wall, I also placed some trees with these awesome golden colored autumn leaves. Here's a look at how I designed and built these trees. The Technic pieces allow for awesome looking bends in the branches, which I think gives them a very organic look. Here's what the finished catacomb looks like with the autumn trees planted in front of it. In the finished build, you can also see there is an undead army of skeletons escaping from the entrance to attack the kingdom. Luckily, the Black Falcon Knights are there to fend them off. Once that was done, I started working on the tavern above the mine I built earlier. For the foundation of the building, I used a few layers of light gray bricks. It's pretty typical for timber frame buildings to have stone foundations like this. Again, I used a combination of masonry bricks and headlight bricks to achieve the textured look for the stone foundation. Then I continued to build the rest of the building using brown bricks and plates for the timber framing. I used tan bricks to fill in the areas between the timber framing, similar to the gatehouse in the previous video. These next clips show how I built the bar area inside the tavern. You can see that I built a secret hatch leading down into the mineshaft behind the bar so that it's hidden from any visitor's view. Once I built the bar, I started building the second story of the inn. In this clip, you can see some of the snow-covered pine trees I built to surround the inn. Here's how I built these trees. They use a bunch of these white fern-shaped plant pieces turned upside down, which are then connected to these 1x1 hollow cylindrical brown bricks using a lightsaber blade. The lightsaber blade provides some much-needed stability to these trees. Then I built the roof, which will later be covered with patches of snow. I also added a chimney leading from the fireplace that I built inside the tavern. Here's a finished look at the inn. Some of my favorite details are the wood pile next to the chimney and the rabbit hanging out behind the inn. I also think that the Wolfpack logo on the front and back of the inn give it some extra character. Well, that's going to be all for this update. I hope you all enjoyed it. In my next castle MOC update, I'll be building a farmhouse, a windmill, a log cabin, a wheat field, a pumpkin patch, and so much more. Also, if you're interested in seeing even more behind the scenes content and supporting my future videos, you can become a paid member of my channel by clicking the link in the description of this video. By becoming a member, you'll gain access to features like more frequent behind the scenes photos and status updates on projects that I'm working on, like this newest castle MOC, members-only polls to help me decide the priorities of my projects and future videos, in-video shoutouts at the end of my future videos, and even early access to my latest videos. Members will also get access to these awesome-looking loyalty badges and emojis that I've designed just for members of this channel. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want access to this super cute emoji of my dog Bandit, who has starred in a few of my recent videos? If you're not interested in becoming a member, you can always support me by subscribing, dropping a like, or leaving a comment. As always, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for new videos coming soon. See ya!